choosing his teammates for tonight's main event 12-man tag and for the steel cage match at Forbidden Door.
We'll get to that, but first, zoom down on this bad boy. See, this right here is the only world title in this sport that matters. Now zoom up. This right here is the best professional wrestler in the world today. And now there's a long line of men who keep calling me and my championship out. And right now I'd like to talk to him real quick. Kevin Knight, I don't like you, but I do respect you. I respect the fact that you remind me a whole lot of me. You're not afraid to stab people in the back to get ahead. I find that quite admirable. And I also think of all the young top prospects in this company, you are clearly the most talented. Andrade! I'm just kidding. Swerve Strickland. Power, power, power. What do you got, Tourette's, bud? Is that the only word you can muster up? You want power, it lies right here. Win the Owen and come and take it. And if you can't pull that off, do yourself a favor and go swerve off a bridge. But keep Nana out the car. He's kind of my coffee plug. Will Ospreay. This ain't 2024 no more, son. You ain't the best in the world. I am. I pray to God you make it to Wembley so I can break your neck in front of everybody in the world who seems to think you winning my championship is written in the stars. Hangman Adam. Do you get it, Lexi? It's because he can't. Kenny Omega. You gotta hop off a Big Hebrew's kosher pickle, son. Keep my name out your mouth. Hey, Don, how many times have I wrestled Kenny?
2 times, Max.
How many times have I beaten Kenny?
2 times, Max.
Those odds ain't looking great for you. God. You ain't no God to me, bro. All you are to me is a mere mortal who will never get redemption. And then there's you, Mark Briscoe. Do you know the difference between you and everyone I just mentioned on this list? Everyone I just mentioned is a top act, a star. You are not. They love you, Mark. You want to know why they love you? They love you because they feel bad for you. Because your brother died. And yeah, that's horrible, man. But to be honest, that's not why I feel bad for you. I feel bad for you because you're actually delusional enough to think you have a prayer at obtaining the Triple B. And tonight, none of those prayers will be answered, but all of ours will. Because we have concocted the most dangerous team that has ever existed. Don Callis, tell the world who's on team DC MJF.
We're going to bring the power right now. This is an all-star team starting out with none other than the newest member of the Don Callis family, the Jet, Kevin Knight. And no all-star team of the family would be complete without the alpha, the top dog himself, Kyle "By God" Fletcher, ladies and gentlemen. And then we're going to bring some meat to the dinner table. Jake Doyle, brother, right there. I like it. And what all-star team would be perfect without the great one himself? Okada-san, please. Arigato gozaimasu. Thank you. Very good. And the final member of this team, I'm so excited. It's none other than Andrade! Yeah, you like that? Done.
We killed it, bro. Thank you so much.
You think I will join you? I have one question for you. How you know?
Don, take care of this.
Escúchame. Muy dinero. Hey, you are a future world champion. You just have to be patient. You have to get in line. There's a line. There's a lot of people in this group. One day you're going to be a great world champion. But for now, do the match.
Wow, an understatement of the year from Don Callis, an all-star team for Team MJF. One half of the steel cage match at Forbidden Door, but also one half of our main event here tonight for Dynamite. Fans, welcome to Dynamite Live on TBS and HBO Max. I'm Excalibur, joined by Tony Schiavone, the Human Suplex Machine. Taz, we are in the shadows of Houston, Texas, and we have a gargantuan 12-man tag team match main event for you here tonight. It will be MJF, Kyle Fletcher, Kazuchika Okada, Jake Doyle, Kevin Knight, and Andrade El Idolo versus whatever team Mark Briscoe can assemble to face those 6 men. Plus, the Owen Hart Foundation Women's Tournament Semifinals. Mercedes Moné, fresh off her wild card victory, will face Hazuki, representing Stardom in Japan. Plus, last week we learned that the men's finals are set, and they will go face-to-face here tonight. Will Ospreay, Swerve Strickland, ahead of their match at Forbidden Door. But inside the ring, before we came live, the premier athletes, Tony Nese, Smart Mark Sterling, and Ari Daivari came out and demanded a match. And you know what? Tony Khan says, I got a match for you.
Yes, he definitely did. And let's see. Hold on now.
Boy, did he ever.
Yeah, this is a match. This is an opponent for sure.
Your opening contest is set for one fall. Approaching the ring from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. Weighing 224 pounds. He is Kenny
This is certainly a match. Kenny Omega kicking off the action here tonight on Dynamite.
And his opponent, weighing 225 pounds, Tony Nese.
And you see at the bottom of your screen, it was made official 1 week ago, Tony Schiavone. 1 week from Sunday at Forbidden Door. Kenny Omega, Zack Sabre Jr., one-on-one live on pay-per-view on HBO Max.
And Kenny walks out like he is ready for some serious business, and he better be. Zack Sabre Jr. and Kenny Omega. Guys, that's a dream match, and we're going to see it a week from Sunday at Forbidden Door. But right now, Kenny Omega must face this fine athlete.
And that's
a premier athlete.
Premier.
And that's not just a gimmick. I mean, this is Tony Nese. He is a legitimate premier athlete, in my opinion. I know Tony a long time. He can get it done. And trust me, Kenny Omega, he might not be showing it with his facial expressions. He respects Tony Nese's ability. I promise you that.
Tony Nese, Kenny Omega. Oh, wait a second. Omega in his boot, swiped that by Smart Mark Sterling. Nese then blocking
right to the knee.
Yeah.
In front of the kneecap. Good distraction on the outside, though, right there, Schiavone.
Yeah, and Kenny's got to be wary of Ari Daivari on the outside as well. But Kenny has faced the odds before. It's nothing new to him. Watch out.
And he's got knees hooked up, snap, dragon suplex. And just like that, the complexion of a match, Taz, can change that quickly.
Yeah, it definitely could change the momentum. That, Nese missing that moonsault didn't help him. Here's another snapdragon suplex.
And guys, Kenny's feeling good. You can see it in the way he's approaching the match. You can see it in his face.
Well, Tony, we heard from him. We heard from him this past Saturday at Collision. Oh, wait a second. He's got Nese lined up and bang! The V trigger to the side of the head.
Uh-oh.
And a shot for Sterling as well.
He's got an injury, Sterling.
Sends him sprawling off the apron. And Kenny Omega, we heard from him Saturday, Tony. He's got visions of reclaiming the AEW World Championship dancing through his head. And right now, Kenny Omega, one winged angel.
There is your winner, Kenny Omega.
A dominant match against a premier athlete. A big win for Kenny Omega, no doubt.
Once Nese missed that moonsault, and it all went downhill from there. But I respect that Nese went for something big there, even though it didn't connect. But a impressive victory for Kenny Omega.
It opened the door for Kenny Omega to claim the victory. And Kenny, while he may have those AEW World Championship ambitions, still, he has Zack Sabre Jr. in San Jose 1 week from Sunday at Forbidden Door, live on pay-per-view to contend with. Well, speaking of which, there he is, the front man for TMDK, the Mighty Don't Kneel. Zack Sabre Jr., along with Bad Dude Tito, Mikey Nichols, and TMDK marching towards Kenny Omega inside the ring. We may get a preview for Forbidden Door right here tonight.
Kenny's outnumbered. Smart for him to just get out of that ring right now.
Absolutely it is. I mean, he had his match with Tito a week ago.
Yeah, this past Saturday at Collision, Tito
He pushed Kenny Omega very nearly to the brink. Omega, he was able to prevail, but now, oh, wait a second, Nick Jackson.
Oh, how about
Jungle
that?
Jack Perry. Evening up the odds. Well, now TMDK find themselves outnumbered. But at Forbidden Door, 1 week from Sunday, it will be Kenny Omega, Zack Sabre Jr., 1-on-1.
Now, Zack didn't even want to talk. Just kicked the mic towards Kenny.
Now, for those of you that don't know any better, here we have TMDK. Don't ask me what it stands for. I don't know, neither do they. Zack, gotta thank you, pal. I didn't think you'd come all this way just to challenge little old me, but yet here you are. And so you've gotten the message loud and clear. Yes, you have something that I want, and I've got something that you want. And at Forbidden Door, yeah, it's gonna be just you and me, the greatest technical wrestler still going about this thing alive. And that's you, Zack Sabre Jr. And boy, wouldn't it look good on your resume to have a nice big fat W beside your name versus Kenny Omega. But in the same token, Zack, boy, would it ever look good for me to beat you, not just for this place, but yeah, for my home away from home, New Japan Professional Wrestling as well. It looks like you've got your fair share of friends. Turns out, I've got my fair share of mine. Zacky boy, let's keep it one-on-one at the Pape. Until then, must bid you adieu. So crowd, if you know the words, say it with me. I don't think these guys have a catchphrase that you know. So goodbye, mwah, and good night. Bang!
Well, Kenny Omega certainly with an abundance of confidence as we head toward Forbidden Door. But that man, Zack Sabre Jr., TMDK, they are no joke. It will be a battle for the ages, a true dream match, as Tony Schiavone said, coming up 1 week from Sunday in San Jose. But fans, coming up tonight, we will hear from David Finlay, Clark Connors, the Dogs, fresh off the biggest tag team victory of their AEW careers. Let's take you back to this past Saturday at Collision, where Finlay and Connors were able to defeat the multi-time AEW World Tag. Well, this was a couple weeks ago where they defeated the Guns with the assistance of the Shillelagh, the spear from Connors. And former AEW World Tag Team Champions Colton and Austin Gunn falling to the Dogs. But then shortly after that, it was Juice Robinson one-on-one with Clark Connors. The Shillelagh coming into play once again. The spear dropping Robinson. Connors earning a one-on-one victory that time. But then this past Saturday, the momentum kept on going. The Young Bucks, the Dogs, things were looking bleak for Finlay and Connors, but they came out swinging, and they came to win, Tony.
They came to win, there's no doubt about that, and they did pick up the win. Take a look at this from the top. Oh!
Full clip from Finlay and Connors to score the win over multi-time former AEW World Tag Team Champions. We will hear from the Dogs live tonight on Dynamite. Plus, the Owen Hart Foundation Women's Tournament continues. Semi-final round matchup. The CEO, Mercedes Moné versus Hazuki, representing Stardom. Plus, the men's final is set. Swerve Strickland, Will Ospreay. They will meet one-on-one at Forbidden Door, but they will go face-to-face later on tonight. And plus, our main event, an all-star match. MJF, joined by the Don Callis family, will face Mark Briscoe, captaining a team. We will find out who his partners are tonight and at Forbidden Door as our night proceeds.
Boy, a lot going on as we head towards Forbidden Door. No doubt about it, Taz.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything's heating up.
Yes, sir.
Heading towards San Jose. Those were a version of Japanese push-ups, actually. That's what it's doing right there. A lot of people don't realize that's what those are. A little bit different than a standard push-up. Not sure why he's doing them in the concession stand area, but I respect it.
This is a tag team bout set for one fall. Approaching the ring with Marina Shafir, the team of Daniel Garcia, and the AEW Continental Champion, Jon Moxley.
Well, you see Moxley's shirt, guys. It says Against the World, and I didn't know that lower third was going to pop up, but there you go.
There you go.
But the thing is, I mean, that's kind of what John's MO is. I kind of respect that. He feels like him and his crew, they are against the world, so I get it.
Well, they certainly had the odds stacked against them this past Saturday at Collision, where the Death Riders were part of that wild street fight against Shane Taylor Promotions. It was bloody, it was brutal, but ultimately, Tony, it was a victory for Jon Moxley and the Death Riders.
Yeah, and they overcame a lot to get the win. I mean, there was glass involved, there were tacks involved. It was crazy, but Jon Moxley in his hometown was victorious, full of blood. That's the way he likes it. There's nobody quite like Jon Moxley in AEW. I think we all would agree with that.
Absolutely, no doubt.
Well, Taz, to that point, Jon Moxley, Daniel Garcia, they want to keep the momentum going.
Yes.
After this past Saturday, they threw out the challenge to any team in AEW to meet them tonight. And look who said yes.
Oh. And their opponents, Brody King, the Ring of Honor World Champion, Bandito.
Former AEW World Tag Team Champions. This will be the first time we have seen them as a duo teaming together since Forbidden Door last year. And Moxley and Garcia, while they have an undefeated record as a tag team, may have bitten off a little more than they could chew here tonight, Taz.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you, Excalibur, on that. This is not going to be easy with Brodito for sure. I mean, they are the prototypical team mixing insane speed and athleticism with just raw power. That's a difficult mix always in pro wrestling.
And Tony, I mentioned that, of course, Bandito and Brody King, former AEW World Tag Team Champions. Bandito, the reigning Ring of Honor Men's World Champion. Jon Moxley, the AEW Continental Champion. That prestigious title, of course, every winter now we have the Continental Classic. Brody King, multi-time participant in the Continental Classic.
Yeah, and it's a sense of pride with Jon Moxley that he won that title and won that championship, no doubt about it. And so far, it's been very, very tough to get that title off of him, which is not unexpected.
Daniel Garcia, Bandito, starting things out. Mat return by Daniel Garcia, and look at Garcia.
Well, yeah,
He's not the disrespect.
Well, on that mat return, he had a good top position, and he started showboating instead. But that's Garcia. He's got an attitude, but I respect it. I get what he's doing. I get what he's about.
Bandito, not an athlete to take lightly. As I mentioned, Ring of Honor World Champion, reigning and defending, but also former AEW World Tag Team Champion, a man that really put his singles ambitions in AEW on hold after he and Brody King found so much success as a tag team last year.
Well, right there, Garcia got the side headlock takedown he was looking to get.
Men trading, sweep of the leg. Garcia looking for a pinfall attempt. Bandito likewise looking, coming up empty on both sides. Bandito to his feet in a standoff here in the Lone Star State.
One thing about Daniel Garcia, he has upped his aggression since joining the Death Riders, but he is still that same Daniel Garcia. That's as good as anybody technically on the mat. But boy, the attitude changed, and it's something that Moxley loves. And I guess it's something he demands.
Boot to the ribs as Garcia takes the side headlock and shoulder tackle. And Taz, we haven't seen Brody King in action yet. You have to wonder what condition is his neck in after that brutal match with Swerve Strickland. And the Oracle Foundation.
What condition is Daniel Garcia's jaw in after that drop kick?
That was a pretty nasty drop kick right there by Bandito. That was beautiful. Yeah, but I get what you're saying about the neck of Big Brody. So let's see how he fares here, because that was physical last week with Swerve.
On the slam. Bandito and Brody looking to go to work. And fans, next week we will be heading to Albuquerque, New Mexico, Wednesday, June 24th, live at the Rio Rancho Event Center. You visit AEWTIX.com or scan the QR code at the bottom of your screen. Then, 1 week from Sunday, San Jose, California, Forbidden Door, live at the SAP Center. And then the fallout from Forbidden Door, San Diego, California. You make our return to Viejas Arena. Tickets for all of those events and so much more at AEWTIX.com.
Garcia wasn't going for the Macarena at all, was he? He wants to do his own dance.
Been a while since we've seen Garcia bust this out.
It was.
Ducking underneath Brody. Land chops on both.
Like, as we speak, Moxley's very disappointed in Garcia, I have to be honest.
I was thinking the same thing, that Moxley had no time for this dancing, regardless of what side it's on.
I'd pay big money to watch Mox do that dance, but I don't think that's going to happen.
No, it's not.
Mox got to deal with Big Brody, and he is not afraid to deal with Brody.
Now Moxley just calmly gets in the ring. Hasn't even got in the ring yet, so look at this.
Now Jon Moxley exudes confidence. Some perceive it as arrogance, but Jon Moxley, more often than not, any room that he walks into, he is among the toughest men in that room. Brody King, though, has a claim at that status, as well as these two Titans teeing off center of the ring.
Yeah, you know, Brody will go toe-to-toe, and, you know, there's no back down in either of these guys here regarding strikes, too. They're both heavy hitters.
Yeah, and Moxley loves, apparently, for his opponent to strike him. We've seen it so many times. There he goes again. Look at this.
Well, I'll tell you from experience, at times it wakes you up. It gets you in a new gear, right, when your opponent starts blasting you with shots.
And sometimes it could be a rope-a-dope as well, hoping the larger opponent, the heavier opponent, tires themselves out with an onslaught like this.
I don't know if Moxley won this many shots.
This one, you're right, Estar. This is an onslaught, all right. Wow. And he goes down to one knee, does Moxley.
Moxley trying to steady himself back up to a vertical position.
Simple little poke in the eye right there. That was very intelligent in my view of Mox. This is, you know, hey, if you're going to cheat a little bit, by the guy's face, poke his eyes to slow him down, God bless you.
Now Moxley on the move. Oh, just ran into a brick wall.
He's going for a cutter, maybe. Right,
yeah, I think it was, and Brody just did not move in the least, and then the hip toss takes Garcia down to the outside. Bandito with the assist from Brody steadies himself on the top. Whoa! Swan diving moonsault as our opening contest continues live on Dynamite. Don't go anywhere.
It's one of the things that made Brodito great when they were in their World Tag Team title mode, and that is great teamwork, and that you could see that Bandito trusted Brody King to elevate him, to throw him around. He's done it many times. Thrust.
Moxley returned to the ring by Bandito. Bandito now looking for a cover here. Look at the leg. Kick out. I want to thank our fans on ITV for joining us after taking in the football action from here in the United States. And just a reminder that we will be headed to Wembley Stadium later on this summer, the 30th of August, for All in London. We will return to Wembley this summer. You can visit AEWTIX.com for your chance to join us for the biggest professional wrestling event in the UK. Gouging the eyes is Daniel Garcia behind the referee's back.
Well, yeah, the referee's dealing with Brody now, and both Garcia and Moxley, they have control, Tony, right now of Bandito.
And you saw Moxley at that time just leaned over and say something to Danny Garcia as if to say, I want the tag in, or I want to get involved in this. Oh, look at this. Speaking of getting involved, Marina Shafir fears no one, Taz.
No, well, Marina's been on the outside warming up. I'm not sure why, but she's definitely been warming up. She's shadow boxing a lot on the outside, so it's interesting what's going on.
Look at this.
Yeah, gouging the eyes again behind referee Paul Turner's back. And Marina, she sensed, or she saw that Turner was about to turn around, and now goes off pleading her innocence.
She's just an innocent woman.
We're all just innocent men, Taz.
Right, yes. Until provoked. You should know, Taz.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no one provoked you, buddy.
Not today.
As Moxley charges in. Bandito out of the corner. Moxley, I'm not sure if he clipped the ring post, but it was enough to open the door for Bandito.
Watch out.
The tag and the German suplex. You saw Moxley trying everything in his power to prevent from being brought over the top.
The worst chops are the ones you don't see, right to the back. Man, it's got giant frying pan-like hands, does Mr. King.
Oh, man, he's a little Moxley tactic right there.
Moxley backing off to the corner. Brody in control. Welcome back to AEW Dynamite Live on HBO Max. TBS tag team action underway. The Death Riders facing the former AEW World Tag Team Champions Bandito and Brody King. Brody King just leveled Daniel Garcia with a right hand after delivering quite a few to the head of Jon Moxley, the AEW Continental Champion, who goes down in a heap.
Yeah, 9 punches to the head, the 10th one for Garcia, then a big headbutt right there, Shivani, which really clipped Moxley.
Well, the headbutt's one of Big Brody's primary weapons. Look at this. He's just hauling off and knocking Moxley right on his rear end.
The size of his head, Brody. He's got a head like a lobster pot. It's gigantic.
That's big, brother.
Big pots.
Moxley just... I don't think Moxley knows where he is right now.
There's a good reason for that. I mean, you got Brody all over him.
But Moxley, man, he just turns right around and goes, faces his adversary regardless.
Both men teeing off on one another tonight live on Dynamite. Remember, fans, we are just a little over a week away from Forbidden Door coming up live on pay-per-view on HBO Max. 1 week from Sunday from San Jose, California. A massive triple main event, including the 12-man steel cage match. We'll get a preview of that tonight. MJF has picked his side along with the Don Callis family. Okada, Fletcher, Andrade, Doyle, and Kevin Knight. Who will Mark Briscoe choose to have on his side? Look at Brody pops up and takes down Moxley with a lariat. And of course, Ospreay and Swerve, they'll meet in the finals of the Owen Hart Foundation tournament at Forbidden Door, but coming up later on tonight, they will go face-to-face, and then semifinal action on the women's side of the Owen Hart Foundation tournament. Mercedes Moné and Hazuki of Stardom will meet, the winner taking a spot in the finals. Plus, we will hear from Clark Connors, David Finlay, the Dogs, after their big tag team victory over the Young Bucks this past Saturday at Collision. And now the switches rapid. Snapmare, now crucifix. Bandito pinned tight, able to free himself. Garcia, just chop across the windpipe, Taz.
Yeah, look, it looked like a quick double chop. Garcia's coming in hot. Oh, he got caught. Big over the head, belly to belly. Excuse me.
Jon Moxley on the outside, conferring with Marina Shafir. Tony, we've seen Shafir not afraid to involve herself in this match behind the referee's back.
Yeah, and here it is again. Look at this.
Yeah, when your ankles or Achilles tendons, your heels hit that second bumper, man, it really rocks your spine.
Brody King was looking for the cannonball senton in the corner.
There you go.
Moxley pulled Garcia out of harm's way. Now Marina Shafir puts herself in the face of big and bad Brody King.
Fearless is what Marina Shafir. Look at the face.
Brody, I'm not sure knows what to do with this. And meanwhile, Jon Moxley, the elbow suicida, caught Brody on the side of the head.
Well, Marina did her job right there, and she did it well for a distraction.
Yeah, this was all a plan, like you said, Taz. We saw Moxley talking with Marina, and it worked.
This match now shifting back toward the hands of the Death Riders. On the floor, Moxley and Garcia. They could be thinking of Spike Piledriver on the floor, Taz.
Yeah, this could be...
Oh, that's exactly what they were thinking.
Wow. And loads of impact there.
Bandito arguing with referee Paul Turner, gets his legs swept out. Awkward landing for Bandito on the floor. And this match breaking down. Now, Moxley setting Bandito up on top of the barricade. Garcia, the back elbow, wipes Bandito out into the front row here in Houston.
You got to admit, this is great teamwork by the Death Riders, including Marina Shafir. And now Doc Smith over talking to Bandito after, or Brody that is, after what happened on the floor.
Yeah, that pile driver really got and rocked.
Unfortunately, you know firsthand just how dangerous a stuff pile driver like that can be.
It's brutal. It put me out 9 months. Almost ended my career, so they're nasty.
Brody returns to the ring by the Death Riders, and certainly fighting at less than 100% capacity. Jon Moxley shoots the half lateral press.
Yeah, shoot the half well done high like that. It's a good way to get a big man on his back. The quickest way to get your opponent on his back is with a half Nelson. And it's not a traditional half that he did from the mat. Double wrist lock right there now by Moxley.
Garcia, he tags in, and now just a bulldog off the corner by Garcia. Good way to neutralize the size advantage, and Brody able to kick out.
Well, if you're Garcia, you want to keep Brody right there on the mat, because size means nothing. Everyone's the same size on the mat. Like, that's a fact. So keep the big dude down there on that mat. Try not to let him up like that.
You saw the close-up, guys. It looked like Brody was trying to catch his breath, having problems, but he's back up now.
Swing. Oh, and then just a shoulder block to the front of the knee by Daniel Garcia.
Yeah, again, it's smart. Keep him down. Keep the big cat down.
Maybe a bit unsportsmanlike, but still very effective from Daniel Garcia. Now Moxley back in, well, I take nothing sportsmanlike about a stuffed pile driver on the floor. But
right. That's true.
Moxley backing Brody up to the corner. Repeated shots to the midsection. Brody really laboring here as Moxley digging the fingernails into the tattooed flesh of Brody King. Now Moxley.
Not sure what John's got in mind here. That's a lot of weight up there. That's a big man. Both these guys are big guys.
Typically when the legs are placed over the top rope like that, it's in service of a superplex or something off the top. That could be what Moxley's looking for right here, Tony.
That's exactly what he's going for, Excalibur. Great call.
Oh, Jon Moxley, superplex cover. No, Brody King kicks out, and this match rages on. Don't go anywhere.
Look at this, using the chain. A warning from Paul Turner about the use of the chain. I think the chain's the least of the worries, so to speak, of Brody King.
I think you're right, Tony. He's got a lot more issues right now, this King. He's got to do something somehow, some way, meaning King, to get Bandito into this match and make that tag. It's tough to do, though. You know, and you have two guys tagging in and out quickly, Excalibur, to put a lot of pressure on the big man in the ring. Like I said, you want to keep him in the middle of the ring on the mat.
It gives Brody King absolutely no time to recover. He is constantly attempting to defend himself from a man that is coming to the ring with these quick tags relatively fresh.
A nice bridge into a cover. Yep. I like that by the big man.
And Garcia forced to abandon the submission hold, but Brody unable to make a break to the corner as Garcia just hammers Brody.
That's a tough spot for Bandito to stand there and watch that.
And now he's not helping out at all. But I understand what's going on in his head here.
Moxley just a series of boots to the ribs of Brody King behind the referee's back. And Bandito understandably frustrated that he is unable to give his partner Brody King any relief. Look at that, Moxley just jawing into the ear of Brody King. It's an underrated part of his game, Taz. Moxley, how he's able to get under his opponent's skin.
Well, Moxley has got tons of experience, obviously, a lot of years. And, you know, he's in this company from day one. He's a confident guy, and he should be with all success. So he's going to talk some trash, and he'll back it up.
Swinging neck breaker, cover made. Brody fires that shoulder up off the mat, but these kickouts are harder and harder to come by for Brody King, Tony.
Yeah, and I think he's slowly, each and every kick out is even slower. Look at Jon Moxley, man. Moxley knows exactly how to hurt you, and what he and Garcia have been doing here is continue to work on the neck and the upper body since what happened on the floor.
Yeah, and last week, Excalibur, as you brought up with the match with Strickland that King had, and his neck, you know, hopefully his neck is 100%. We don't know.
We saw Swerve use that vertebraker to great effect on Brody King. Of course, Swerve in that match by winning it, advanced to the finals of the 2026 Owen Hart Foundation Men's Tournament. But reversal upon reversal here. Brody trying to step forward, trying to get to the tag from Bandito.
You can tag with your head.
You may have to do that.
Can't get there.
Brody King, Bandito taking on Jon Moxley, Daniel Garcia, Brody King. He was within a few inches of making a tag out to Bandito. Moxley abandoning the submission hold and taking Bandito off the apron.
Oh, that was very smart of John to do that, to take Bandito off the apron. That you know, we've seen guys do that in tag matches. It's very intelligent.
Now the Death Riders bringing Brody King back to their corner. Quick tags in and out. Brody King, as we talked about a few moments ago, still potentially dealing with a neck injury suffered at the hands of Swerve Strickland in their Owen Hart Foundation Men's Tournament semifinal match, and an injury that seems to be exacerbated by the Death Riders tonight.
I don't think I've seen Brody take so much punishment, including the Swerve match, because here it's two men and a woman on the outside have been laying the boom on him.
And Marina Shafir, she's proven herself to be indispensable to the Death Riders, not just tonight, but also in that brutal Cincinnati street fight this past Saturday. Wow. But Brody King, do not count him out yet, Taz.
Oh, King got nailed by a bunch of clotheslines in a row by Mox and by Garcia, and man, he came back with a double, and now the legal man, here he is.
Bandito to the top, Tornillo takes down Moxley. Ducks underneath, sends Moxley into the ropes, pops him up, comes down with the cutter. Lost control of Moxley in the air, but still enough to tilt-a-whirl backbreaker 2 in a row. And this pent-up rage of Bandito coming out on the Death Riders.
Bandito, to say the least, a fresh man. He needs to keep it going now, because you know Moxley and Garcia both are kind of worn down here.
Bandito with the Continental Champion up on his shoulders, and Jon Moxley frees himself. Bandito puts on the brakes, drop toe hold. Moxley hung up on that center strand. Could be a 21-plex in his future. No, Moxley was ready for it.
Big forearm that really stopped Bandito in his tracks.
I think Moxley actually lured him in that time by holding on to the middle rope, knowing Bandito would go for it.
Bandito brings Daniel Garcia up. Moxley returns Garcia to earth. Now Moxley, no, it's Moxley's turn to go up, and look at this, Marina Shafir. The referee didn't see her come in, and now Bandito gets up Marina Shafir. Drops her down.
That may end Marina's night in this match. Not sure, but buddy, she is hurting.
And now the Death Riders regrouping on the outside as Bandito inside the ring, but not for long. Bandito, rough landing for him, but down goes 3 of the Death Riders.
And he went for it all right there. Bandito, watch this.
Bandito trying to continue the pressure on the Death Riders. He's got Daniel Garcia center of the ring. Bandito, a shimmy of the shoulders, a frog splash. 1, 2. No, Moxley there to break it up
with the stomp. He got a stomp right there on him.
How about that? On the back of the head, the stomp. Boom! Nobody's moving here.
Brody, he took down Moxley with a German suplex. Moxley rolled through. Both men trade lariats. As now Daniel Garcia steps through.
Oh, counter
Bandito. 1, 2. No, Garcia counters. Oh, Paul Turner almost nearly taken out right there. As Garcia, the overhand shots to Bandito, backing him up to the ropes. Bandito pops him up, knee to the face. Garcia.
He ate that knee strike heavy.
Garcia, he could be out on his feet. Bandito lining him up for the 21. Brody to top 8, 2, 3, Bandito takes it!
There are your winners, Bandito.
Look Look at Daniel Garcia still in the heap in the middle of the ring. What a win.
He got stuck right there. Running with that suplex, he got stacked up.
An action-packed tag team battle on Dynamite, and the former AEW World Tag Team Champions Bandito and Brody King earning the victory tonight, handing Garcia and Moxley their first loss as a tag team. Wow, major victory for Brody King and Bandito, but I understand that these teammates of MJF, Kazuchika Okada, Kyle Fletcher standing by.
So now we know both myself and Okada will be competing in the main event 12-man tag match tonight and also in the steel cage match at Forbidden Door. But don't think we've forgotten. We will still be bringing the international title back to the Don Callis family.
Yes, we will.
But one thing we don't know is who is going to be standing across the ring from us.
But we know someone who won't be.
And now, I'm no doctor, but it doesn't look like Tomohiro Ishii is going to be able to compete either tonight or at Forbidden Door. So good luck finding some partners. Mark, we'll see you in the main event.
Protocada!
Let's go!
Well, Mark Briscoe's short list of partners grows even shorter. Wow. Tomohiro Ishii, member of the conglomeration, apparently attacked by Okada and Fletcher to take him out of the running for Mark Briscoe's team.
Good job by Okada and Fletcher. Tip my hat. MJF's money means a lot, doesn't it?
Certainly does. And fans, remember, tonight, MJF and the Don Callis family will face Mark Briscoe and his 5 partners in our Dynamite main event. Plus, we will see Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland face-to-face tonight ahead of their Owen Hart Foundation Tournament Finals clash at Forbidden Door. And speaking of the Owen Hart Foundation Tournament on the women's semifinal, it will be the CEO, Mercedes Moné, and Hazuki of Stardom in Japan. But coming up next, we will hear from the Dogs, Clark Connor and David Finlay, fresh off the biggest victory of their AEW World Tag Team career this past Saturday over the Young Bucks.
Chris, you want to know why I hate you? Well, I don't need to give you 1,004 reasons why when I can give you just one. But before I do that, you want to know the truth? I didn't always hate Chris Jericho. Matter of fact, I used to respect Jericho. I'm talking about the world-traveled Lionheart. The guy who broke the walls down, the 9-time world champion, the guy who took over New Japan Pro Wrestling, who became the first ever AEW world champion. That guy, the innovator, yeah, that guy was the best. But 2026 Chris Jericho, the guy I shared a ring with last week, the jokes, the puns, the too cool for school attitude, the desperation, I hate it. I hate every last bit of it. So Chris, do me a favor, if you're gonna bring that guy around, you might as well stay home. Or at the very least, stay the hell out of my world. But if you do still think you have it in you, if you think I'm worthy, by all means, Chris, let's dance. The ball's in your court. Don't drop it.
Intense words from Tommaso Ciampa, the Psycho Killer, for Jericho. But speaking of intense, from the dog! Mark Connors, David Finlay, they have burst onto the scene here in All Elite Wrestling. Oh, wait a second! Oh, the Rated R superstar, Adam Cole and Christian Cage. The Dogs, typically, they've been bullying the production staff, but now they're the ones on the receiving end of the punishment.
punishment. You're not kidding. They're getting punished. Cope and Cage taking the fight directly to Finlay and Connors.
And look at the fans standing everywhere for this one.
AEW World Tag Team Champions, Rated R Superstar Adam Copeland, Christian Cage, letting their fists do the talking for them tonight, Taz.
Yeah, they are not playing games for sure. Cope and Christian all locked in. Oh, man, Connors is in grave danger right now.
I love it. I don't think he knows what's on the horizon. David Finlay, though, he spotted the danger. He pulled his tag team partner.
Good job by David right there, by Finlay, to get Connors out of harm's way.
Pulling his partner to safety. But the champions, the men that preserved their tag team legacy last month.
Hey. After what transpired a couple weeks ago, after we won the AEW World Tag Team Championships, I think most people are expecting me to come out here and say something unsavory about a family member. But just to put your minds at ease, even Christian Cage has standards. And what I mean by that is, I've never come across another tag team that's actually named after their mothers. And Finlay, if you were supposed to be some sort of gift to the wrestling business from your father, I think I speak for everyone when I say he should have done us all a favor and let you run down the inside of his leg.
So dogs, they call you the dogs, right? Hell, you've been on a winning streak this month. They beat the Guns. They beat the Young Bucks. I mean, that's impressive. And I understand why you jumped us, why you've been doing the 5-second poses. You're us from 30 years ago. So we understand you trying to make your names on our backs, on our reputations. What you don't understand is that we are your learning curve. Yeah, 30 years ago, we thought we had it figured out too. Then we came up against the New Age Outlaws. Then we came up against APA. We realized we didn't have it all figured out. But we learned. We picked up intangibles in facing those guys. So dogs, it's pretty simple. Forbidden Door, we're going to use some of our old man strength. We're going to use some of this old man knowledge. We're going to use a whole lot of old man grumpiness to make sure that in San Jose at Forbidden Door, when you walk through that Forbidden Door into our house, you're going to walk out, back through that Forbidden Door as housebroken little pups.
Well, Cope and Cage, AEW World Tag Team Champions, throwing out the challenge for Finlay and Connors for Forbidden Door. We will update you more on that challenge as the night continues. But fans, we are in the thick of the Owen Hart Foundation Women's Tournament tonight. Hazuki and Mercedes Moné will meet one-on-one. And this Saturday, Athena and My World will face off for a spot in the finals. Hazuki, representing Stardom, wants to make her first trip to the finals. Mercedes Moné wants to make it 2 in a row. We will find out tonight who punches their ticket to Forbidden Door. And the AEW Women's World Championship will be on the line at Forbidden Door. Tekla, the Toxic Spider, will face a woman that she has never beaten in her career, Stardom's Starlight Kid, who this past weekend had this to say.
AEW のテクル
そこか
スターダムのロゴにつ 唾を吐きかけて私が大好きな
Starlight Kid, one of the greatest stars of Stardom.
テクラもう好き勝手はさせないよ
A woman who has a victory over Tekla in the past.
私がベルトとともに帰ってくるので皆さん日本から応援をよろしくお願いします
Let's put all the hate away for just 1 second. I did all that same dojo rough life that you did. Just the same thing. And somehow all your sacrifices made you a big hero in Japan. But what did it do for me? Didn't do anything for me. I got kicked out of the company, got kicked out of Japan, and I had to do everything myself. And now, for some reason, you step into my footsteps? Tony Khan said that you're his favorite wrestler outside of AEW. I don't need to be anybody's favorite wrestler because all I care about is this. You can't forgive me that I spit on the Stardom logo? Well, guess what? There's gonna be so many more things that you can't forgive me for. When I beat you in my ring and I take off your mask and put a hot, steaming in it. So, why don't you stay the great wrestler you are on that side of the door? Because on this side of the door, I run this place, baby.
Bro, Dino, congratulations on your victory against the Death Riders. Man, it must feel good to be back. What's going through your guys' head?
Jack, we won! And we're finally together! You know, we beat the Death Riders, hermano!
Okay, tranquilo. What, you thought just because we were on our single side quest that we weren't one of the best tag teams in the world? Well, we just proved it in front of all of Houston.
Yeah. And you know what? I have something in my mind. I saw some gold in John Moxley's shoulder. Continental champion. Forbidden Door is coming. So, John Moxley.
Cállate tu boca, bichota.
Tranquilo.
You have gold, and I want it. I want it.
You want a shot?
Of course.
At the Continental Championship?
Of course.
You know what that means. No Brody King, no Death Riders. Mano y mano.
Mano a mano. But for your goal. Yeah.
Shoot your shot, compadre.
Let's go. Fucking go.
Well, John Moxley accepting the Bandito for Forbidden Door.
Moxley's going back down for no one, Taz. No one.
No, but that dude is a threat. I'm talking about Bandito. He's a bad man, I'm telling you.
This is a semi-final match in the Owen Hart Foundation Women's Tournament. Set for one fall. Approaching the ring first from Boston, Massachusetts, the CEO, Mercedes Moné.
Mercedes Moné, who entered the tournament as a wild card after an injury, forced Willow Nightingale to withdraw. Mercedes parlayed that entry into a first-round victory over Alex Windsor 2 weeks ago at Dynamite, avenging her loss to Windsor from last December. And not only does Mercedes Moné have a chance to become a two-time Owen Hart Foundation tournament winner, but she could potentially do it in back-to-back years. She is just 2 victories away from that, Taz.
Anyone who could pull it off, it's her, as you know, man. Seriously.
One of the greatest women competitors of all time, no doubt. But looking forward to this match, gentlemen.
And her opponent from Fukuoka, Japan, Hazuki.
As the Dapper Yapper said, Hazuki of Japan. She plies her trade in Stardom. In Japan 11 days ago, defeated Persephone in a first-round match in 2026 Owen Hart Foundation tournament. And last month, in her AEW debut, Hazuki defeated fellow semifinalist Maya World, a non-tournament match at Collision in Huntsville. But Tony, a match that turned a lot of people's heads. Hazuki, a very, very impressive performances in her short time spent in AEW rings.
Yeah, no losses so far, and not only that, we know what these two ladies did in 2024, one of the great women matches of all time. The greatest women's match of that year is voted on by many. So we'll see what they got for us tonight.
Well, you know, there's some pairings, some matches have perfect chemistry, and you can tell that's exactly what this is going to be between these two athletes and the way they apply their craft.
And this has a big fight feel right now. You can hear it, you can feel it from the fans here in Houston, and so can Hazuki.
Well, they're very evenly matched in size also. So a quick go-behind right there by Mercedes.
Mercedes ducks underneath, and Hazuki, though, standing switch. And Mercedes trying to break free of her grip, trying mightily, but now the switch as Hazuki comes around. Taz, this is some fans' first look at Hazuki, who's competed thus far exclusively on Collision in AEW. She is a very, very dangerous striker, somebody that's pretty unique for Mercedes' recent opponents. Well, I say recent, Mercedes only returning to the ring a few weeks ago.
Yeah, well, Hazuki definitely has some stinging shots or strikes, to your point. Quick roll by right there by Mercedes. Who missed the rope, but still gets off that inverted arm drag right there.
Mercedes in the corner, Hazuki charging in. Nobody home, Mercedes creates some distance, now closes in. Bandera, no, instead Mercedes reverses with the arm drag. Remember, these two women competing for a spot in the finals of the Owen Hart Foundation Women's Tournament, which will take place at Forbidden Door. Pinfall attempt. Hazuki reverses crucifix. 1 week from Sunday, we make a return to the SAP Center in San Jose. Tickets available right now, EWTIX.com. And then the winners of both the men's and women's Owen Hart Foundation tournament at Forbidden Door will get a chance to challenge for their respective world championships at All in London coming up on the 30th of August as we make our return to Wembley Stadium later on this summer. AEWTIX.com or scan the QR code at the bottom of the screen. Tonight we will find which of these two women reaches the finals at Forbidden Door, and then this Saturday at Collision we will find out their opponents when Athena and Maya World meet one-on-one, a spot in the 2026 Owen Hart Foundation Women's Tournament Finals on the line in that one.
I think I've said it before, but I really think that momentum is a very big part of what goes on, especially in the tournament match.
Oh, yeah.
And Hazuki, after, I think, an upset over CMLL Women's World Champion Persephone, has plenty of momentum.
Yeah, well, I think you're right. In tournament fashion, for sure, as far as momentum, it's everything. You see it in any kind of tournament, including college sports and whatnot. Momentum's key.
Mercedes backs off. Hazuki controls the ring, and this semifinal round match continues live on Dynamite from Houston.
I tell you that Mercedes being very, very cautious here.
Yeah, she is. That's normally not her type of style, you know, but she either just has certain level of respect for Hazuki, or she's just really trying to be careful not to make a mistake. She knows how important this is. It's a semifinal.
Well, Mercedes did make a mistake right there. Hazuki gaining the upper hand on her opponent as Mercedes is returning to the ring. Mercedes took a look at that trophy, Tony. As we mentioned, she won the tournament last year. She wants to become the first ever two-time winner, and she wants to do it in back-to-back years, but she just got Hazuki's boot into the side of her head.
You did mention, Excalibur, how good of a striker this young lady is, Hazuki, and she just proved it right there. I mean, I would have hit her with that kick and then dragged the middle of the ring and tried to get a pin cover on Mercedes. Well, she would have had a victory possibly for Hazuki.
Wow, man, look at that kick. Again.
Well, now Hazuki, lateral press. Sorry, Tony.
Well, the mistake was not only being on the outside, but when Mercedes tried to get in the ring, she stuck her head to the ropes, took her eye off her opponent, and that enabled the kick. So that was a big mistake.
Senton, nobody home for Hazuki, but the Meteor, now the cover, too. Mercedes moving with some urgency there. And now some right hands. Mercedes venting her frustration on Hazuki.
Well, the ground and pound will definitely leave a mark. I think that was smart by Mercedes to do that, to weaken. To definitely weaken Hazuki.
We've seen that Mercedes can be susceptible to maybe some mental lapses, maybe some second thoughts about things. We saw it especially during her downfall from that record-setting reign as not just AEW's TBS champion, but championships from around the world. And now perhaps looking at a second Owen Hart Foundation tournament win to attempt to right the ship.
You know what? And I think, Excalibur, it's a great point, because as she was looking at that championship.
Cover made.
She was looking at the cup and the title belt. She was probably thinking about all that this is her chance to get back into being this great champion that we've known that she's been.
Mercedes, the cravat, attacking the neck of her opponent.
Yeah, cravat is a great hold, definitely to affect your opponent's upper spine and flatten to the neck.
And where the head goes, the body follows. Mercedes keeping tight control. The 2026 Owen Hart Foundation Women's Tournament, the first of two semifinal round matches underway. The CEO, Mercedes Moné, last year's winner, attempting to make it a repeat. Hazuki, representing Stardom in Japan, now on the receiving end of that lung blower cover, made. Hazuki kicking out, but just barely.
Yeah, I thought Mercedes was going to win the match right there.
She did too. How about that? The look on her face, Taz.
Yeah, no, you're right. You could see this impact was nasty. Hazuki's showing so much toughness to kick out, though.
And Taz, thus far, the speed, the footwork of Hazuki has made a significant difference from her, but if she can't breathe, she can't fight. Mercedes knows that.
Right now, Hazuki's on the outside of the ring, defenseless, and like you said, having a hard time breathing.
Yeah, that gut buster or that lung blower is more on the lower abdomen.
Mercedes Moné, her only losses inside an AEW ring came to Willow Nightingale. Alex Windsor. Mercedes avenged that loss in the opening round of this tournament. Chris Statlander in Timeless Toni Storm. Both of those losses, the latter of the two losses, came when Mercedes found herself challenging for the AEW Women's World Championship. If Mercedes is able to win the tournament, she will challenge for that World Championship at All in London coming up later this summer.
Well, she is Mercedes, one of the biggest stars ever in this sport.
Cover made, leg is hooked, and Hazuki able to kick out.
On the women's division, 33 wins in singles competition on those 4 losses you talked about, Excalibur. And of course, Sports Illustrated and Pro Wrestling Illustrated named her Woman of the Year, Pro Wrestler Woman of the Year. And
584 days spent as TBS champion. That was one of 13 total titles held by Mercedes Moné at one time. And as we mentioned, Mercedes looking to rebound from that downfall in a very big way, making it 2 successive Owen Hart Foundation tournament victories in a row. The Meteora against the bottom rope.
Yeah, that definitely hit its mark. Here's a cover.
Leg hook, cover made. Hazuki just barely kicking out. The pressure maybe building up to a breaking point for Hazuki.
You could see the concern on Mercedes' face, thinking, what do I got to do here with Hazuki?
Yeah, sometimes the concern, Taz, as you know, is about what can I do against this girl, or even maybe it's second-guessing your own self. Can I do it?
That could happen. I mean, Mercedes, though, usually very confident, but yeah, who knows what's going through her mind? We don't know.
And fans, speaking of the action this summer coming up in just a few weeks, will be AEW Beach Break presented by Visit St. Pete Clearwater as Mercedes planted on the apron. Wednesday, July 8th, Clearwater, Florida. AEWTIX.com, and then we'll be teaming up. Wait a second, Hazuki on the move, and Tope Suicida by Hazuki.
Hazuki trying to build some momentum here.
We'll do it again.
And Hazuki, a big risk, and it's paying off for this woman who just a few weeks ago came into AEW, a relative unknown, and now finds herself seconds away from Forbidden Door and the triple main events.
Now, speaking of triple, that was 3 times from the inside out. And they're chanting Hazuki's name.
These fans here in Houston, Taz, most certainly behind the underdog in this matchup.
Absolutely, they would love, these people here tonight in Texas would love to see Hazuki win this semifinal matchup against Mercedes right now.
Hazuki to the top, loves the big senton, one of her main weapons, but instead just a shotgun drop kick, both barrels, straight to Mercedes, lateral press. Mercedes kicks out Hazuki, nice transition, Taz.
Yeah, big time transition right there, hooking ahead. Got arm trap.
It's Mercedes' instinct to fire that shoulder up off the mat. Hazuki knew that well, and she used Mercedes' momentum against her, but Mercedes, hitting predicament, Hazuki rights the ship and cranks back even harder.
When you trap your opponent's arm like that right arm is trapped by Mercedes, you can definitely roll your opponent to her back like you just did there and before.
And Mercedes making a desperate crawl, a desperate roll to the bottom ropes to force the break. Referee Aubrey Edwards, good job being right on top of the action.
Cutting off the oxygen that time, the breath with the hands over the mouth. Look at Mercedes, she's spent here.
Remember, Mercedes Moné only recently returning to action in that wild card slot against Alex Windsor. It was a 6-month layoff of the ring before that, Taz.
Yeah, no, it was. So that's a lot of time. Right now, Mercedes using her hips to get back to vertical base, and we've seen her do in respect towards Eddie Guerrero, these 3 amigos. And that's what she's trying to get this 3rd one off, I'm sure.
The late, great Eddie Guerrero, the man that inspired Mercedes Moné to become a pro wrestler, cannot complete the 3 amigos, at least yet. Hazuki blocking it. Now Hazuki, both women jockeying. Mercedes, though, sends Hazuki out to the apron. hung on to the left arm and then wrenching it against the ropes.
Very smart right there, very effective. The ropes will mess your body up. The ropes are a weapon. The ring is a weapon. So a lot of experienced wrestlers like Mercedes know how to utilize a ring as the weapon.
Mercedes looking down at Hazuki, a meteor compressing Hazuki against the stage as this semifinal high-risk matchup continues. And Hazuki, all that momentum she built up, snuffed out in an instant, Taz.
Yeah, it did. I mean, sometimes you know how it is. It can take one or two moves to just shut somebody down, and Mercedes is an expert at that.
And Mercedes up to the middle rope. Hazuki taken down once again. Meteor deep cover. Oh!
I mean, I believe it's about the third meteor she had given her. And dude, as you know, it really rocks your skull when you do that to someone.
That's not just the pressure on the back of the neck. It's how disoriented you get as well.
You're landing on the back of your skull there, Schiavone.
And then she tried a pinning combination after that. Still didn't get the win, man.
Yeah, but it's a lot to kick out after the back of your head hits the mat like that, and then you're forced to kick out. Even if you don't get the victory, you're really wearing your opponent down.
Mercedes driving the flat of her boot into the jaw of Hazuki, stopping her down in the corner.
Mercedes getting more and more aggressive as this match goes on.
In the corner, now pulls out, leg hook, cover made. Hazuki able to kick out, but for how much longer? Mercedes now the straitjacket, targeting the neck of her opponent.
Tough hold to get out of. I mean, it looks unorthodox because it is. It's a very hard hold to get out of.
And not only does it target the neck, but also Hazuki, her arms are the inside of her elbows. Across her throat, but now the backstabber, and Mercedes redoubles her effort, cranking back once again on the head and neck.
That's uncomfortable, Schiavone. It's an uncomfortable hold.
Yeah, the knees are up there, Taz.
Yeah, no, right in the spine.
Hazuki trying to find some relief, rolling off the knees of Mercedes Moné. But Mercedes to a vertical position. Hazuki trying to back her opponent into the corner to relinquish the hold. Mercedes feeling confident, but that can change in a blink of an eye.
Yeah, you're right about feeling confident. You can just see the way she struts towards her opponent. She feels she's in command right now. And, well, she is.
She definitely is. Showing no respect now for Hazuki.
Welcome back to AEW Dynamite Live on TBS and HBO Max. We are in the midst of a semifinal clash in the 2026 Owen Hart Foundation Women's Tournament. The volatile CEO, Mercedes Moné, taking on the world-class Hazuki. Hazuki on the defensive for the last few moments, but showing some signs of life, Taz.
Yeah, she is. Got a lot of heart. Does Hazuki. She's had a beatdown put on her by Mercedes. But speaking of beatdown, Schiavone, look at Hazuki go to work.
Big time beatdown. You are right, Taz. She slinks into the other corner, just sits down, trying to buy some time. But you can, oh my gosh.
And the winner of this match will move on to the finals of the 2026 Owen Hart Foundation Women's Tournament, taking place 1 week from Sunday at Forbidden Door, part of our triple main event coming up in San Jose on the 28th. Hazuki face first off the middle turnbuckle. Mercedes perch. But Hazuki, kicks out the legs, upsets the balance. Now, one blow, almost like a DDT combination. Rough landing for the CEO.
What a move, Taz. What a move.
Yeah, I mean, go for the cover here. You got Mercedes beat.
The fans here in Houston, I think they could feel we might be on the precipice of an upset. Hazuki could earn her spot in the finals with the senton here. And set, flush. Covers. 1, 2. No, Mercedes kicks out Hazuki.
Transition.
Once again, Hazuki
Back into the crossface, her version of the statement maker. And can she be the fourth woman to defeat Mercedes Moné inside an AEW ring? That grip was easy to break because backslide. It was not a Gable grip. It wasn't an S grip. I think she got hung up in the moment, and she just had all her fingers clasped, and it was easy to break it. But look at this now.
Yeah, Mercedes, she was shaking her head like she didn't want anymore, but Hazuki and Mercedes battling it out. Hazuki, no backing down, elbow strike. Sends Mercedes reeling backwards, but side of the head with that one.
Mercedes really hauled off that last one. Oh, man.
Mercedes almost using the point of the elbow like rabbit punches coming on the back of the head, Taz.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, we got a slugfest, guys.
And Mercedes fading. Hazuki might have been able to shoot the half and pin her right there, but instead, Hazuki batters Mercedes down flat. What does she have in mind? Could be another senton. That could seal Hazuki's spot in the finals.
I'd get something going because you got Mercedes down and out. I'd get moving with something.
Knee strike. Back to Hazuki. Oh, with a pump kick from Hazuki.
That might do it. But they're both these athletes, Shivani, kind of at that exhaustion point right now.
Boy, I tell you, it is a great matchup. It reminds us of what they had done before. Let's see who can, man, both ladies not moving here except for Hazuki moving that right arm.
Well, it's been physical. It's hot as hell out. It's humid as hell out. That affects your cardio, no matter how much experience you have when you're in a climate like this.
And Taz, a battle like this really speaks to the importance of the overall Owen Hart Foundation tournament, just how much it means for these athletes, not only to honor the memory of Owen Hart, but to earn a shot at the AEW Women's World Championship. Oh, Hazuki intercepts Mercedes, DDT! And now Mercedes rattled again, the thrust kick, the cover, 1, 2, no! Mercedes kicks out.
And that had to be on instinct. I don't know how the heck Mercedes kicked out.
Yeah, she had her legs pinned under her, Taz.
It's still trapped under her.
Yeah, still trapped under, and a lot of times you use the legs to kick out. There's no kicking, just moving the shoulders.
Well, to your point, you use your hips, but yeah, her shoulder popped up. Oh, boy.
Brainbuster by Hazuki, perhaps setting up for another senton from the top. Oh, Mercedes, look at that. Whether she realized it or not, she was in serious jeopardy, Taz, and she took herself out of Hazuki's range.
Hazuki, as you saw, she was trying to turn, Mercedes to her back. I would have shot a half Nelson to keep her tighter to the ring, but the momentum, Mercedes, with her experience, realized she had the momentum to keep rolling out of the ring. And now she's out of bounds.
Mercedes catching a moment of respite on the floor, but Hazuki looking to apply pressure. Hazuki. Suplex blocked. Mercedes turns things around. Mercedes. No, Hazuki, the roll-up. 1, 2. Mercedes reverses. Hazuki reverses. 2. No, neither woman gaining the 3 count. Hazuki. Oh, wrench down. Statement maker. Hazuki in serious trouble here.
He's going to have to tap out. That's in real tight.
Watch the right hand. Whoop.
Mercedes wrenching back with all she has left. But Hazuki reverses 2. No, Mercedes forced to abandon ship. And Taz, Mercedes, she needed to be careful with that statement maker. She had a chance of gassing out her arms. Oh, but if she hung on too tight, Mercedes might not be able to come back from that.
Well, that's what happens, to your point, when you have a hold on tight for a long time. Even yourself, you build up lactic acid in those limbs, your own limbs. That's what happens. Sounds funky, but it's true.
Yeah, what a freaking great women's match. Wow.
Mercedes, what a great match, Tony. As now Hazuki, the counter. No! Able to kick out. Hazuki, reverse Mercedes. Catches her moneymaker. No, reverse. Hazuki, the roll up. 2. No. Now Hazuki, La Magistral. She's got Mercedes down. No, Mercedes breaks free. Back and forth, fast as you can imagine, pinfall attempts by both women.
The escapes have been just as great as the pinning. Kind of scrape back and forth.
And both women, just like us three at the desk, like everybody here in Houston, trying to catch their breath. The thrust kick connects to the jaw. Hazuki on the move. Mercedes, though, shot to the midsection. Stops Hazuki in her tracks. No, maybe not. Hazuki back elbow. Hazuki on the move. Mercedes, though, half a step behind. Cazadora, the roll through. Mercedes, hung on to the belt of Hazuki. Backstabber into the statement maker.
He's wrenching back now, guys.
Yeah, Hazuki's got to get some hand fighting. Get on that grip. Break that S grip. Otherwise, you're done, Hazuki.
Does Mercedes have the strength to hang on? Captures the right arm. Hazuki. Mercedes, center of the ring.
This young lady's toughness is being tested here.
Hazuki in the deep water and is forced to tap out. Mercedes, for the second consecutive year, makes it to the finals.
Here is your winner, advancing in the tournament, the CEO, Mercedes Moné.
Hey, Hazuki hung on as long as she could. You're trapped. You get caught. You got no choice. You got to tap. No shame on that.
No shame at all. Hazuki, a great effort tonight, but there you see the updated bracket. Mercedes Moné has punched her ticket to San Jose 1 week from Sunday at Forbidden Door in the finals. Who will she face? We will find out this Saturday at Collision. But fans, you're watching AEW on TBS, brought to you by Progressive Insurance, offering 24/7 protection when you bundle home, auto, and motorcycle. You can learn more at progressive.com. Well, this Saturday at Collision, we will find out who faces Mercedes Moné. Will it be Athena? Will it be Maya World?
This was the opportunity of my life.
Heartbreaking week for Maya World.
My big brother, gone. They told me I didn't need to be here, but I needed to be here.
Maya World advances to the semifinals. A stunning upset.
What about me?
What about the hard work that I've put in, week after week, as the forever ROH champion?
Athena, you taught me everything that I know, but if everything I know comes back to bite you in the ass, that's on you.
If it bites me in my ass, just because I taught you everything you know doesn't mean I taught you everything I know.
I ain't no Cinderella. I am the it girl, and with everything in my soul, I'm taking it.
Fans, 1 week from Sunday, two men will collide in the Owen Hart Foundation Men's Championship to see who will go on to Wembley Stadium and All In to get a world title shot. And tonight's face-to-face, let's introduce, first of all, the aerial assassin, Will Ospreay.
Taz, a few moments ago, we saw Mercedes Moné advance to the finals of the Owen Hart Foundation tournament for the second year in a row, as has this man, Will Ospreay, where he will be facing one of his good, what he thought to be, friends in this sport.
Yeah, well, that happens at times. It's about victories. It's about money. It's about opportunities. Friend, foe, it don't matter. You got to win. You know that, and Ospreay knows that.
All right, this past weekend, Will Ospreay, congratulations, you were married. And here you are on a Wednesday, back here on Dynamite.
Yeah, mate, the wedding was lovely. Thank you so much for any messages that got to me. I do know I'm meant to be on a honeymoon. Look, I'm meant to be on a honeymoon, but, you know, the wife said, thank you, mate. The wife said she knows how much this tournament means to me. She said, stay focused. We can go Hawaii whenever you want. Go chase your dream. Yeah. I got a good wife, eh? So here's what I did to treat her. I took her upstairs, I smashed the life out of her, bruv. I said, babe, clean yourself up, I gotta go Houston.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the opponent for 1 week on this Sunday, Swerve Strickland.
Swerve Strickland, as we mentioned earlier in this broadcast, defeating both Bandito and Brody King to punch his ticket to the finals. He's a man that is a former AEW World Champion, and it is not lost on Swerve Strickland how difficult those opportunities are to come by.
Strickland knows that. Nana knows that. Nana's got
You know what? Tony Schiavone, first and foremost, that suit is way too tight, my friend.
I agree.
Do me a favor, get out the ring. We got it from here, all right? Get out with your tight suit. Move. Loosen it up. Here you go, boss.
What's up, Will? It's been a while, right? Been almost a year, no texts, no phone calls, nothing. I've been keeping my eye on you, though, and gotta say, I haven't really liked what I've been seeing from you. Truth be told, bro, you changed.
I've changed. I've changed. I don't feel like nothing's changed about me. I still dress the same. My hair's a little bit better now. I've got it a little bit more under control. Something's changed about you, though, and it's not your wardrobe. It's not Nana. How are you, mate? Lovely seeing you again. That's what it is. I know what's changed. It's the way that you're looking at me right now. So I was wondering, have we got a problem? Do we need to have a chat about something?
You know, I'll be the one to address the elephant in the room. Yes, we will. I do have a problem. So everything that we did, everything we fought for all last year, 2025, to fight off the Death Riders and everything with John Moxley and stuff, and here you are palling around with them, playing booty boot camp in every arena we go to in the back, like you're having fun. And the funny thing is, I can't seem to understand why you gave no explanation, Ramp. Truth be told, you never gave an explanation why. I don't know, your friends don't know, hell, your wife doesn't even know why you're doing what you do. Congratulations, by the way. Like I said, dog, you've changed.
Oh, so you want to bring up John and the Death Riders and what happened to me? Yeah, mate, look, I haven't forgotten what they did to me. And you better be sure I haven't forgiven them either. I just had to let it go. One of the hardest things I've ever had to do, I've had to let it go, and I've accepted help. They're my training partners now, and I'll be honest with you, the training's working, my neck feels great, my ground game is improving. But seeing as I'm talking about that night in London where they snapped my neck, I got a question that I'd like to ask you, because that night in London, I saw Kenny Omega trying to get in the cage. I saw the Ops trying to get in the cage. I saw Darby Allin trying to get in the cage. Geezer can climb Mount Everest but couldn't climb a cage. No, I didn't see on that night in London who was backstage. You! Where were you? Oh, wait, no, look, I can't get mad at him. He got beaten up, he got attacked, his knee got blown out, needed surgery for his meniscus. I can't be that mad at you. So I sat at home, recovering my neck, could barely pick anything up. Started thinking about where this all started. AEW's All in Texas. Me and you teamed up. We took down the Young Bucks for abusing that power. I had your back, you had my back. But I asked one thing from you that day. I said, we need to go get that belt back. I need help. Hangman needs help. Know what he said? Nothing. So I went down to help by myself. And the end of that night, for me, I ended up in a hospital. I didn't see anything over that match. And then I rewatched the footage, and I see you coming out to help. So now I just got a question for you, because maybe I'm on an island here, guys. But if I say, he's my brother, I love him, no matter what I do, I expect you to run through a brick wall to help me, because I'll do the same for you. So now I'm going to ask you, Swerve, where were you and why didn't you help me? Nah, on second thought, I don't need to hear what you have to say. Because that is bigger than any explanation that I'm going to need from you. I get it. This is your redemption. This is my dream, bruv. I used to work on building sites right outside Wembley Stadium, and I'd watch the football fans go in. The passion that they would have for their team. Every time I went to school, and the teacher, up and down the country, the teacher would say to every 14-year-old boy, what do you want to be when you grow up? And they all said the same thing. I want to kick the winning goal at Wembley Stadium. Bruv, I am one match away from getting my chance to kick that ball. You see, I know that this is the Owen Cup final, but for me, this is the semi-finals for my World Cup. And I know you might look at me as your brother, you might look at me as your friend. Frankly, I don't care. You're a man standing in the way of my dream. You're a man standing in the way of my country's dream. And I know you ain't gonna hesitate to end my dream. So let me tell you, I ain't gonna hesitate to end you, bruv.
Not if I do it first. Last year, I had to stand here in this ring and listen to you tell me that it wasn't my time. You had to say it wasn't your time. You said it was Hangman Page's time. And I agreed with you. I had to sit back and I had to fight with you to defend the Death Riders and take back AEW right where it should be. Get the AEW World Championship off of Jon Moxley and in his hands. And I did that.
Yeah, it works. Well done.
Guess what, Will? Where's Hangman Page now? No. Serious question. Where is he?
I don't know.
Where is he? Because you can't seem to get in touch with him. I haven't seen to talk to him. I haven't heard from him. Hell, he can't even fight for the AEW World Championship anymore. He doesn't have the AEW World Championship anymore. So everything that we did off of your word was for nothing. And now you expect me to just move out of the way, step aside for Will Ospreay to just have a nice little path to the main event of Wembley Stadium and win the AEW World Championship? No, fuck that.
Ladies and gentlemen, we apologize for the language of Swerve Strickland.
I'm done stepping aside for other people to come and get opportunities that I deserve. When I was world champion, I had to let veterans and legends step on my time. Hell, I had to sit home for 6 weeks because some fragile, soft-ass, punk-ass egos got in the way talking. No, I'm not letting it happen for anybody, not even you, Will. I made a career after throwing Molotov cocktails in the system, disrupting plans. It's what I do. It's what I'm good at. That's who I am, and that's who you are, and you respect the hell out of that. Speaking of which, me and you, every time we step in the ring, it's fireworks. We change the conversation of what pro wrestling is now and what it's going to be. And we're going to do it again at Forbidden Door. Whether we are opponents or we are partners, that's what we do. We raise the bar. But funny enough, after these 10 years, man, you know, one thing that's been certain, Swerve Strickland victorious over Will Ospreay. You have not been able to beat me in 10 years. Hell, the great Billy Goat Will Ospreay in 2024, that was a tidal wave coming in here at AEW, couldn't beat me. So when I mow over you and I go to Wembley and I win that AEW championship for the second time, maybe then you could come back and challenge for it. And guess what's going to happen? I'm going to beat you again and again and again and again. Because right now, this Will Ospreay is not better than me on my worst day with your fragile ass neck.
You want to see fragile?
Oh, holy smokes. Quick right hand right there. I think he hit it, struck a nerve to Strickland.
Boy, did he ever.
Absolutely. And
this has been the most intense face-to-face I've seen in a long, long time.
with Nana. Didn't that change Swerve Strickland? The self-styled most dangerous man in AEW.
This is getting out of control, man.
Well, both men extremely passionate. They both were spitting some truth.
Whoa.
Well, Ospreay. Said these, as we know, the Death Riders are his training partners, so no shock to me that they're coming out here
John
to watch
Moxley,
his back. Sorry.
Marina Shafir, Daniel Garcia, the Bastard Pack, the Death Riders.
A little discussion going on outside here.
Now surrounding the ring, Swerve Strickland left a lot to think about here.
You're wrong, Will. You really have changed.
Smart move, guys.
Smart move, but tense moments here as we approach the finals of the 2026 Owen Hart Foundation Men's Tournament 1 week from Sunday at Forbidden Door.
Yeah, my opinion, just observing, I'm not too sure that Ospreay was extremely happy that the Death Riders came out here. Ospreay was ready to fight, and Strickland sure as hell was ready to fight.
Well, Ospreay, whether he thought he could handle his business tonight or not, Swerve Strickland was armed. The Death Riders, a crucial intervention. But right now, let's head to the back in Lexington.
Jericho, I'm sure you've heard earlier tonight, Tommaso Ciampa said he wants to see a more serious side of you. What's your response to that?
How about this? Ciampa, this Saturday night on Collision, right here in Houston, Texas. How about we meet up in the ring and get serious face to face?
Out there, bro? Bro, you saw what was happening? Hey, bro, he called you fragile, bro. He called you fragile. What you gonna do about it? You think I need to hear that? You think I need to hear it from you, of all people? All right. Come on.
What? Do you feel in control of yourself right now?
Not really, no.
This here? That out there, it's just words. Words can't hurt you unless you let them. They use words when they have absolutely nothing else to use. You are this close. This close. Do not lose control. Do not lose focus. It's just words, man. It's just words, man. Come on.
Well, Jon Moxley.
It's a hell of a coach, man.
Yeah, preaching patience to Will Ospreay. But fans, AEW's Beach Break presented by Visit St. Pete Clearwater is headed to the beautiful beaches of Clearwater, Florida. Catch all the action live at the Baycare Sound on Wednesday, July 8th.
Event tonight is a 12-man tag team match. Second one fall. Introducing first from Plainview, Long Island, New York, weighing 226 pounds. He is the AEW World Champion, Maxwell Jacob Friedman, MJF.
See MJF with that left knee wrapped up. He hyperextended that knee in the battle for the AEW World Championship with El Toro Blanco Rouge. So coming into this match injured, but also coming into this match with an all-star team from the Don Callis family at his back.
His partners being accompanied by Don Callis, the TNT champion, the Jet Kevin Knight, Jake Doyle, the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada, Andrade, El Idolo, and the Proto Star, Kyle Fletcher.
There you see MJF's partners. Tony Khan has made it official. If either team is disqualified in this match, they will lose a man advantage at Forbidden Door. Wow. As Mark Briscoe still to pick his partners for this main event.
MJF, you greasy little bitch. I heard what you said. You said I ain't suited to be world champ. Well, I've heard it before, Max. I've heard people say Mark Briscoe, he got a glass ceiling. Well, that just gives me all the more motivation to bust right through that thing. Now that brings me down to who the team gonna be. Well, Max, while you was all playing hide the pickle with the Don Callis family, we've been conglomerating really super hard. And obviously, I got my three boys right here. Y'all that took out Big Time, I seen that. And the thing about it is you can't really take out Big Time. He will be back and we will avenge. Yeah. However, these three right here, obviously the first three on the squad.
Oh, hey, I got some news.
Talk to me.
So I overheard TK. He said something about if anybody gets disqualified, they're out of Forbidden Door.
Well, that is unfortunate because I was gonna beat Maxwell Jacob Freeman's head in with a steel chair. But I guess we got to do it by the book, by the rules. But hey, we got two more partners that we need to introduce.
Yeah.
The first one is chomping at the bit to get his hands on Kyle Fletcher. My main man from the Oriental land, Konosuke Takeshita. Hey, listen, Kyle, I want you. Okada, I hate you. I'll be there. See you there. Damn right. That's what I'm talking about. Beautifully said. And the other man, he's a friend of ours, very good friend of ours. He is not very fond of MJF, but especially right now, he's not very fond of Kevin Knight. My main man, Darby, what's good, baby? Yeah.
This glass ceiling you talk about, I heard that shit my whole entire life. It's your time, Mark.
Yeah, baby.
It's your time.
Yeah, baby. Let's go.
What we're going to do tonight is we're going to beat them, and what we're going to do at Forbidden Door is we're going to beat them, and then this man is going to win that championship.
12-man tag team action, conglomeration, Darby, Takeshita, let's go, baby.
MJF captaining his all-star team. Mark Briscoe fielding one of his own. Orange Cassidy, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, Konosuke Takeshita, and Darby Allin. What a 12-man main event we have for you tonight at Dynamite.
How about that, Don Callis?
Hey, listen, you're seeing the best of the best, the Don Callis family all-star team. What a night.
Look at this.
Also seeing the AEW International Champion, a man that you very quickly cast out of your family, Don Konosuke Takeshita.
I see people as assets, and he was no longer delivering to the family.
Look at that argument going on in the ring. And look at this wild man coming out.
Man who was defeated at Double or Nothing by MJF and then betrayed by the Jet Kevin Knight. This 12-man main event clash goes down next on Dynamite. You don't want to miss it. Welcome back to AEW Dynamite. We are on the verge of a massive 12-man all-star tag team main event. The referee has just barely restored order. Maxwell Jacob Friedman, MJF, Mark Briscoe, the captains of their respective sides, seemingly about to kick off the action tonight in our main event. Don Callis joining us here at the commentary desk. Don, I hesitate to ask, but how much exactly did MJF pay you for the services of the family?
Just for tonight or in general? Because those are two very different numbers. I don't like to talk numbers. It's very rude to talk politics or finances in mixed company. You know that.
Fair enough, Don.
Look at the argument going on.
MJF.
I bought a boat, though, just to be clear, last week.
Tagging in Andrade El Idolo, Andrade and Mark Briscoe. Starting out the action tonight in our Dynamite main event. Remember that if there is a disqualification, the man responsible for the disqualification will have to sit out Forbidden Door. Could potentially be a 5-on-6 match, Taz. A huge disadvantage, especially with this level of talent.
Yeah, no, it's a gigantic disadvantage. That would happen either way for sure, but right now Andrade seems very confident with Briscoe, and he should be. He's looking good.
Yeah, and he's a man very, very sick of not getting a title shot, having to wait for it. And I think he's also getting sick of you, Don Callis, pushing him to the side for other talent.
I wouldn't let anyone from Houston put their hands on me, just to be clear.
So you're going to ignore?
Oh, right in the face.
Through the ropes. I think Kevin Knight was trying to get Andrade's attention back on this matchup, but Briscoe coming through the ropes, that scissor drop kick, and now Andrade finding himself in a rough part of town, the Team Briscoe corner. Remember, if Mark Briscoe's team is victorious at Forbidden Door coming up 1 week from Sunday, Briscoe will earn himself a shot at MJF in the AEW World Championship. Seemingly, Taz, the last thing that our champion wants.
Oh, absolutely. I wouldn't blame him.
Yeah, because Mark has pinned MJF clean in the middle of the ring. MJF knows it. That's why he's been putting Briscoe down and avoiding it.
Oh, Andrade. Double legs, Orange Cassidy out of the corner. Cassidy looking for a sunset flip, and
hey! We charged for that.
We just added on to MJF's invoice.
Right, absolutely.
Still lots left over.
Tag made out to Kyle Fletcher. Now Fletcher and Orange Cassidy, both of these men, former champions here in AEW. And now Kyle O'Reilly, he wants to tag in, of course. Orange Cassidy, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, the current AEW World Trios champions. These two men have had some classic battles in the past. The crowd seemingly split on who to root for, Don.
Yeah, I mean, the crowd is not that intelligent, but if they were, they'd all be behind the mega athlete himself, none other than Kyle Fletcher. What a stud.
The man who's avoiding locking up right now is what you're talking about.
The man using strategy. Yes, that's correct, Schiavone.
Kyle Fletcher trying to avoid the submission techniques of O'Reilly. O'Reilly hammering down. Nice technique there, Taz. He used both the knee and the elbow simultaneously.
Yeah, well, he's an excellent striker as O'Reilly and also an excellent grappler. He had a good double wrist lock, but Fletcher with a really nice escape right there. Nice drop toe hold, spinning into it and floating over to a front headlock, back to that double wrist lock by O'Reilly, I should say.
Kyle, would you describe Kyle's style, Taz, as catch can a little bit, dirty wrestling?
Yeah, I would say so, sure. I definitely think so, yeah.
I think we've just established it as canon that Taz's first name is Kyle.
Never know. Look at this slam.
Fletcher now loses control of O'Reilly. And O'Reilly.
The kicks, man.
Oh, vicious kicks attacking the vertical base of Fletcher, the former TNT champion. Nice ankle pick there by O'Reilly. Works through. Yeah. And the ankle lock.
It could end right here.
He hit that low single with the ankle lock. Now
let's not forget Kyle on a broken ankle.
Okada to Takeshita. And things just breaking down inside and outside of the ring. The referee try as he can, losing control of this matchup. Andrade and O'Reilly on the outside. Inside the ring, Darby Allin, Jake Doyle. Doyle with a grip. Low bridge, Doyle goes to the outside, Darby.
Darby just too quick.
And Orange on the move.
Right there, Knight got taken out. There's a big pull.
Oh my goodness.
Huge coffin drop.
Look at this battle. Wait a minute. Here goes Takeshita Taz.
Big guy can fly.
Fans remember a triple main event at Forbidden Door. A sneak preview of it tonight. It will be a cage match. 12 men locked inside a steel cage. Team MJF, Team Briscoe. If Briscoe's team wins, he will earn a shot at MJF's AEW World Championship. And also, Tony Khan has made it official. This just in from earlier tonight. It will be Bandito challenging Jon Moxley for the AEW Continental Championship. Plus, Cope and Christian put their AEW World... Wait a second. Kevin Knight from behind again.
Well, Kevin Knight knows that Darby Allin has had a plan.
Oh, look at that. Kyle Fletcher just...
to stop him from becoming Jet 2 belts.
Look at this.
Oh, Don. Things are breaking down. MJF could be looking for a refund very quickly.
Yeah, you've got a lot of men on the Don Callis side, MJF side, who want to vie for that world title.
I've got a lot of rock star athletes on my side. That's what I've got.
Yes, you do.
I actually like the competitive spirit amongst your team, Don. I think it's refreshing, and I think it's good stuff, in my opinion.
Thank you, Taz. That's because you're a great athlete. You understand that where these two don't.
And Taz, it really worked out well for Takeshita and Okada. Takeshita, new AEW International Champion. Okada.
That's fair. I understand what you're saying.
Nothing as Team MJF with the advantage as our main event rages on. Don't go anywhere.
Put the boot up! Stop arguing! Get up, Andrade!
Good lad, Okada. Very good.
Look at seemed like MJF didn't want these guys arguing, but he's trying to say, let's all get along out here. He's trying to be a peacemaker, and I don't blame MJF for that. He has to.
Andrade was just pacing back and forth on the rampway here. He's still upset.
The Don Callis family is a team of alpha males, and this is what you get sometimes.
Look at that. Slap Okada in the face. And look at this, coming right back. Oh, he's bouncing right back up.
It's going to be difficult to hurt Darby. I mean, this guy's got a granite jaw.
I mean, think about what MJF had to do to Darby Allin to put him away at Double or Nothing last month, Taz. It was... I mean, the coffin drop at the top of the scaffolding. It was
extra for you.
Don Callis interacting with Kyle Fletcher, but it was the middle of Tombstone pile driver that finally put Darby away after all that punishment.
Yeah, it was a lot of punishment. Darby Allin is quadruple tough. He can take so much punishment.
Doyle loses control of Darby. Darby escapes, tags in Orange Cassidy. Cassidy calls.
Look at the power.
Wrong move. Completely. Look. No.
Stun Dog Millionaire.
Great counter.
Just when you think you got Orange Cassidy down.
Wild swings by Doyle. Cassidy comes through. DDT. No, Doyle too strong. Oh, body block. Nothing fancy about it, but very effective.
It's a mass game sometimes, Taz, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, if you have that size advantage, you got to use it to your point, and that's what Jake did right there to Orange Cassidy.
Now MJF wrenching the arm of Orange Cassidy.
Well, MJF doesn't stay in long, does he?
Got to be careful. He grabbed Orange Cassidy's hand. Doyle did. Had his back turned. Looks like Kevin Knight is setting Orange Cassidy up here, maybe for the same thing if they're going to work on his arm. I'm sure you know the game plan, Don.
I may know a little something about it, but right now Kevin Knight is having fun showing off. I'd like to have Orange Cassidy's arm as a trophy for my den.
You might have that for sure.
Rip it right off.
Welcome back to AEW Dynamite live on TBS and HBO Max. A massive all-star 12-man tag team match. Team MJF, along with the Don Callis family, Kevin Knight, Jake Doyle, Kazuchika Okada, Kyle Fletcher, and Andrade El Idolo, taking on Mark Briscoe, Orange Cassidy, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, Konosuke Takeshita, and Darby Allin. And Orange Cassidy getting worn out in the corner of Team MJF, Taz.
Sure is, and trying to rip the arm off the socket.
Hey, Jake Doyle's been the workhorse of this team thus far.
Jake Doyle's a stud, I'm telling you.
Now MJF back in the ring, wrenching the arm of Orange Cassidy.
One more, baby, yeah.
As MJF, oh, wait a second. Orange Cassidy. Backfired here. MJF, this is backfiring on the world champion.
Look at Andrade is encouraging him. So's Kyle.
No, Doyle doesn't realize what happened.
Yeah, he didn't realize it.
He thought he had Orange Cassidy's arm.
That's why I said earlier, you got to be careful when you have your back turned doing moves like that. You don't know who you're doing it to.
Andrade with a big smile on his face for that. Watch out.
Orange Cassidy tags in Roderick Strong. Sends MJF face first into Doyle. Now Kevin Knight looking to take flight. Strong ready for it. Backbreaker. Kyle Fletcher gets caught. Another backbreaker. This time for Fletcher. Okada swinging a miss. Roderick Strong.
Wow, that's impressive.
Massive mat return.
Roderick Strong is something else, gentlemen.
He's a pleasure to watch.
He really is.
Roderick Strong pulling Kevin Knight back into the ring. Orange Cassidy still a bit dazed after the abuse he took from Team MJF, and now taking a little more abuse from his own partner. And in comes Andrade. Down goes Andrade, courtesy of Orange Cassidy. Jake Doyle. Roderick Strong backed up Doyle with that elbow strike.
He rocked him.
Combination
Point of the chin.
From Roderick Strong.
Oh, Jake stepping on his foot.
He's anchored Roderick Strong center of the ring. Good strategy by the larger man, Taz.
Yeah, it's a big, powerful guy. What a forearm shot. Wow. Big forearm.
Now Doyle scoops up Roderick Strong. Strong escapes. Roderick.
That's impressive power by Roderick Strong, man.
Living up to his namesake. Hooks the leg. Doyle, though, able to kick out.
Doesn't matter how much heavier a guy is than you, when you have technique, it always will trump size, in my opinion. I mean, I'm telling you from experience, so Roddy can do that.
Doyle. Oh, scooped up Roderick Strong, shoulder breaker on Strong. In comes Kyle O'Reilly. O'Reilly, those middle kicks. Doyle, though, big elbow. O'Reilly. Fires back on spaghetti legs. Is Kyle O'Reilly? No. Comes back, leaping knee strike. Doyle goes down to a knee. And Doyle goes down. In comes Andrade. Ducks and lands the elbow strike. Andrade up to his feet, but unbeknownst to him, Darby Allin peppering the jaw of Andrade El Idolo. Big elbow strikes. Andrade against the ropes.
Nicely done there.
Down. Oh, Dios de los Muertos from Andrade.
Pin him.
Watch out.
Orange Cassidy in. DDT spikes Andrade. Orange unsteady on his feet. Okada ready. No, Okada turns things around. Boom! Stone pile driver from the Rainmaker.
Takeshita's in the ring here with Okada.
Takeshita the windup. Rainmaker, no. Rainmaker blocked.
And Takeshita knows all about the Rainmaker.
Shot from behind by Kyle Fletcher. Okada into the waiting boot of Takeshita. Knee strike to Okada. Fletcher from behind, half and half on the international champion Takeshita. Takeshita in the corner. Fletcher comes steaming in, the high boot. Now Fletcher, Takeshita finds his feet. Both men battling. Takeshita! Fletcher! Nobody home for Fletcher. Blue Thunder Bomb!
What a night we are having.
And what a night we will have 1 week from Sunday at Forbidden Door. It is official. The Rated R superstar, Adam Copeland, Christian Cage, will put the AEW World Tag Team Championship on the line against Clark Connors, David Finlay, the Dogs. The sensational Starlight Kid makes her trip from Japan to challenge Tekla for the AEW Women's World Championship. Swerve Strickland, Will Ospreay will meet in the men's finals of the Owen Hart Foundation Tournament, and Zack Sabre Jr., Kenny Omega, one-on-one live for the first time ever in AEW. Mark Briscoe, big hell stab underneath the chin of Kevin Knight. As Briscoe standing tall in the ring. And fans, this Saturday at Collision, 8/7 Central on TBS, HBO Max, Zack Sabre Jr., Adam Priest, one-on-one, Chris Statlander, Mina Shirakawa, survival of the fittest. Winner moves on to the championship match on July 1st. The Bucks and Jack Perry taking on the Swerve, plus Athena and Maya World for the right to make it to the finals of the Owen Hart Foundation Women's Tournament to face Mercedes Moné at Forbidden Door.
What a program, and what about wait a minute.
Jay Driller, perhaps.
Yeah.
Oh, MJF, he kicked the legs.
Oh, that would have been curtains.
Whoa, look at Darby, what a backstabber on Kevin Knight.
He wants to get some redemption on Knight.
Absolutely. MJF, gentlemen, has never kicked out of a backstabber or kicked out of the Jay Driller, and he knows it.
And look at this, Kevin Knight just fleeing from Darby Allin.
Ridiculous.
Well, it was Kevin Knight that landed that splash on Darby at Double or Nothing when Darby was just straight to the coffin.
Whoa.
Wait a second.
Get these guys.
Okay, coming right up on.
What is this? This is like a...
This is Darby Allin. He is out for revenge.
Trying to kill this guy. Come on.
But meanwhile, Jake Doyle from behind, grabbing the neck of Darby Allin. Darby in trouble here. Caught in the grip of Doyle. Held on for those body shots from Kevin Knight.
Again.
Dangerous position for Darby to be in, Taz.
Yeah, definitely. He's in grave danger here.
Oh, into the ring post.
He is out cold, gentlemen. He is out cold.
Darby's head caroms off the ring post. And now MJF looking to land the heat seeker on Mark Briscoe. Oh, but Briscoe ready for MJF, that injured knee, that hyperextension from that match with Rush. Jay Driller, center of the ring.
That's it. That's it.
And look at Don Callis.
MJF has never kicked out of this, and he won't kick out of it now.
But the referee wasn't able to count because Don Callis was running interference.
I think MJF is still just out cold.
MJF, he hasn't moved since that Jay Driller. But now Mark Briscoe.
This is insane.
Briscoe perhaps looking for the Froggy Bow. We'll never know because Kyle Fletcher intervened. Roderick Strong tagged in. He's legal for his side, as is MJF. Roderick Strong could be thinking Ed Harding. No, wrenched down by MJF. Salt to the earth. Center of the ring. Roderick Strong forces the tap out. MJF. That's salt to the earth.
The Don Callis family and the AEW World Champion, MJF.
That Fujiwara armbar, the salt of the earth, a truly punishing hold. MJF had it cinched in center of the ring, and now look at this, continuing the salt after the fact.
This is beautiful. I'm going to go join in.
Please do. Hope you get a straight shot in the head.
Don Callis, who's already had his thumb on the scales in this match, Darby Allin. I think Darby's going to need some serious medical attention.
Yeah, he got rammed from the stage into that ring post. It was brutal.
And now, Team MJF targeting Mark Briscoe. the last man that MJF wants to see challenge for the AEW World Championship.
Can you imagine these men in a steel cage? How crazy that's going to be. And
it will be anything goes inside the steel cage at Forbidden Door 1 week from Sunday. And MJF, of course, with that Dynamite Diamond ring.
Yeah, listen, regardless of what MJF will tell you, Mark Briscoe deserves a title shot. Oh, my God.
Andrade is not listening to what MJF is telling him. He's telling him to pick him up. Because Max has that ring on his finger. He wants a pop.
Andrade, he wants a promise that he'll get a shot at MJF's World Championship. As MJF with Briscoe all lined up for the Dynamite Diamond ring. And, oh!
God almighty.
That ring has been so pivotal in so many of MJF's victories inside an AEW ring. And it could be pivotal 1 week from Sunday. Not inside the ring, but inside the solid steel cage. And coming up this Saturday at Collision, a survival of the fittest qualifying match between Mina Shirakawa and Chris Statlander. All of that and so much more coming up this Saturday night, 8/7 Central on TNT and HBO Max, including Athena, Mile World, Student versus Teacher, the winner facing Mercedes at Forbidden Door and the Owen Hart Foundation Tournament Finals.